No one knows for sure just how many horses are in the U.S. or in Oklahoma. Nationwide, estimates range from 7 to nearly 10 million, and a growing number of them are being turned out. That means they're left to fend for themselves. Logan County Sheriff Jim Bauman knows well how serious the problem has become.
There's some that are so bad that they can't get up. Some that we've gone out to today, and we went back to check on it tomorrow, and the horse had died overnight from very, very, just mainly starvation.
And the sheriff sees a lot of horses in that condition.
We deal with probably once to twice a week. We deal with horse calls, if not once a day. We deal with it.
Sheriff Bauman has 3 active cases now. Logan County had so many cases of abuse that his office created a system to hold owners accountable.
We have a system now to where if you're the horse owner and we go after you civilly, that you have to come in and post a bond or post money to help take care of the horses, which eliminates us in having to do that. The vets are called, they come out, they look at the horses, they decide whether or not we need to seize these horses. We call the center, the horse center, and so we know prior to even seizing the horses which center they're going to go to.
A recent Government Accounting Office report agreed with those who say ending horse slaughter in the U.S. has made neglect and abuse a bigger problem, a view that is shared by State Representative Sky McNeil.
When we shut down those plants, these horses that were being killed humanely once they got to the end of their lifespan are now being treated very inhumanely. They're not being fed, they're being turned out, they're being abused, they're starving to death, and they're horses that would have been put down in a humane situation and not had to have gone through this torture.
There is another view of what happens to horses headed for slaughter in Mexico and Canada. Days of riding in trucks with no food, water, or rest. Many don't survive the trip. Natalie Cross of Blaze's Tribute Equine Rescue near Jones doesn't see the process as humane.
The only thing you could do humanely is euthanize them. And are they going to eat it once we pump all the euthanasia in it? No. You know, which I think they're stupid for eating it anyway, because look how much drugs we pump into horses on a daily basis. Antibiotics, dewormer, vaccinations, and that's what they're eating that.
Representative McNeil's family owns the Mid-America Stockyards in Bristow, where hundreds of horses are sold twice a month. Auction prices have dropped substantially since 2007, and her family blames the end of horse slaughter for that decline.
We have to be realistic. There's too many horses. We have 188 right now. We'll probably have 280 or 90 before this night's over. And 80% of them won't be, you can't ride them. They'll be lame, they'll be thin, there'll be something wrong with 80% of them.
Helen and Jerry Varner have owned the Mid-America Stockyard since 1970. Most of the horses auctioned off at Mid-America will end up in slaughterhouses. Personally, Helen Varner doesn't support horse slaughter.
I'm not a fan of slaughter horses, actually, because I love horses myself, but reality is reality. Something that has to happen.
Jerry Varner says since horse slaughter in the U.S. ended back in 2007, prices have plummeted.
A big fat horse will bring 30 to 34 cents a pound. There was a time 5 or 6 years ago, same type of horse would have brought 90 cents a pound. That's a lot of difference.
But what caused the collapse of the horse market is seen in broader terms by other Oklahomans. Ruth Steinberger is legislative chair of the Oklahoma Humane Federation and an activist for spaying and neutering pets. She sees overpopulation as the main cause of abuse and neglect.
Horses used to be a luxury item. I'm 54. When I was growing up, the rich people had horses, you know. You didn't see them in people's backyards, and now you do. That surplus has created the $100 horse.
Statistics back up what Steinberger says. Over the last 25 years, horse populations are estimated to have increased by more than 2 million animals. And then there's the impact on horse owners from the economy. Sheriff Bauman.
Well, I think with the drought and the economy and stuff, that it's gotten too much for some people to deal with it, and then it's dumped on us to have to deal with it.
Representative McNeil, who has authored a resolution supporting the return of horse slaughter in the U.S., has a bill this year to help create such a plant in Oklahoma. She agrees the number of horses being turned out is partly economic, but sees the slaughter facilities as a way to reduce the unwanted horse problem.
People have to realize horses are here for lots of reasons, and part of that reason is for meat. Granted, we don't eat it here in the United States, but they eat it all across the world, and there are lots of people starving out there. This is a product that was given to us to use, and I think that we're just disregarding that.
Representative McNeil says a new horse slaughter facility is going to be built somewhere soon, and she thinks it would be best to have it in the middle of horse country.
United Horsemen is working on it. They've contacted me. They're looking in Missouri and Oklahoma. We're looking at a few options here, but I know it's going to happen as fast as it possibly can.
At Blaze's Tribute Equine Rescue, there are normally 30 or more horses recovering from abuse and neglect. Natalie Cross opposes the return to slaughtering horses in the U.S.
You know, every horse case that we've done of animal cruelty, those people would not have utilized a slaughter plant had it been in their backyard. I mean, we come to a point that it becomes greed. It becomes, it's mine, you know, you can't have it. They clearly don't recognize that they have a problem. We're dealing with a whole different mentality of a person who is, you know, allowing their horses to starve and die.
Cross and Ruth Steinberger agree on the main cause of the increase in unwanted horses.
There's breeders out there that have foals that they've had for 3-4 years that they can't sell, and they keep breeding. I mean, when do they realize that, you know, they're not going to get rid of them? Stop bringing more into the world.
I'm going to go get 10 female dogs that are mixed breeds of no value and just breed them. People would be massively offended when people have done that with grade horses. Because there was this false bottom of the slaughter industry, they could do it, and where they went, just, you know, was never really seen.
The problem of unwanted horses is not unique to Oklahoma. At Mid-America Stockyards in Bristow, the horse auction attracts more than Oklahoma sellers and buyers.
Tonight we have horses from Kansas, we have horses from Arkansas, we have horses from way off in Idabel. We have a good trade area.
Will Loudner drove from Newalla to Bristow to attend the auction. He was just curious about the prices and wondered whether it was time to get back into the horse trading business.
People don't realize that the horse industry isn't the shows and the rodeos. The horse industry is the little guys like me out here trying to buy and sell and make $1 on horses. Well, that actually only ends up being about 2 to 5% of the horses that are out there. The other horses, there's people right now getting arrested for not feeding their horses because they got no hay.
The American Veterinary Medical Association opposes an outright ban on horse slaughter, seeing it as part of the solution to unwanted horses. The American Horse Slaughter Prevention Act of 2011 is still pending in Congress. That bill would ban horse slaughter in the U.S. and prohibit exporting horses for slaughter. For his part, Sheriff Bauman has a simple message to every horse owner in Oklahoma, no matter their opinion on horse slaughter.
Yeah, please take care of it. We don't want to have to come take care of it for you. You buy a horse, feed it. Take good care of it.